Hello and welcome to Game 5 of the Scrunchable Cadaver Scrub Tournament, I suppose we'd call it, on StarCraft 2. Today we see the evil Protoss of Dyvern versus the rather new and, I don't know, possibly unconventional Zerg of Advay. He's another one from Team Sayem, from Sayem's training house.
Sayem, Sayem, Sayem.
I know he's. I think he's 2-0 down. If he was an X Factor judge, he'd be sweating by now, I think. But I don't know. This could all be the plan. They're like the Harlem Globetrotters. They could all. That's it. Just storm through the losers bracket and yeah, take it in the final.
This is Team Millennium. This is the Stefano show.
That's it. So yes, let's see. We are in Game 5. I believe there's only one other game of this first round of tournaments, and then that's it. Yeah, we're into the second round, and the losers bracket can commence.
Losers bracket. Yeah, this is it.
That's
it's exciting, exciting, exciting.
I know. So, what do we expect? I mean, I know it's now ZVP, and let's see. The first map is Tal'Darim Altar, I believe, which is or was it Shakira's Plateau?
Tal'Darim Altar. It's Shakira's
Plateau, which is normally Zerg favoured, is it not? Just for its large ramps,
short rush distance, and yeah.
That's it.
It could. So it'll be. You'll expect Dyvern to throw up a pretty tight walls,
That's
dirty
it,
doors.
to get his SimCity going. Just then, yeah, warp out of his base, and
He might even go forwards, just to start, just for a bit of extra protection. Because he'd be able to get a cannon up quicker than he'd be able to get his wall up and a zealot out, probably.
hang on, this ain't fear we're talking about here. Ain't gonna be cannon city.
Cannons are good for holding off early Zerg pressure, don't get me wrong, but see when you stick them right in somebody's base,
Yeah,
it's called cannon rushing.
It's just a contain. It's a contain on his own hatchery. Yeah.
He will hate us for saying that.
Oh, we're only playing.
Sometimes
He
it's
didn't choose it
deserved.
all. No.
Yes, indeed. So,
That's it. So,
yes, well,
yeah, that sounds.
Dyvern,
okay.
I've played with a little bit, and he tends to be very stalker heavy. Which probably means we're going to have a couple of games here from not building a stalker. But he tends to be very heavy stalker and overwhelm his opponent like that. Pretty good player whenever I played against him. I've certainly put him in a class above me, but then that seems to be quite a proportion of this competition.
That's it. So, yeah, I don't know. He could, if he's going stalker heavy. I mean, we could even just see a 4-gate come out. That's sort of like the I don't know, the
Standard
one size
standard
fits all
Protoss build.
trick in the Protoss armory. Just if you can pull off a nice tasty 4-gate, then if they don't spot it, then it can be very, very hard to counteract.
So for those that don't know, why is a 4-gate very effective?
I don't know. I just hear
You
it.
don't know?
I don't know.
Right, well,
No.
okay. If you can get a pylon up to support your 4-gate, 4-gates can go up quite quickly, so you can get a massive units in a timing push, just much like any other race. Get a good timing push, and you get a forward pylon, and you can keep units keeping on flooding in to support the initial push, without having to keep going back to base.
That's it, yeah. If you can get the warpins coming in, and then that's it, and it comes at right time as well, where there typically isn't a huge amount of offensive units out for the Zerg as well.
That's exactly right. So you generally find spine crawlers and bunkers and things used to fend them off. But much like any of those early push, or really effective early pushes, you do sacrifice a bit of economy to get those 4-gates up and get your warp gate tech up and running. So if you can manage to hold it off and hold it off easily, you know, it puts you should be much further ahead economically than your opponent, and you should be able to overwhelm them. So
I've learned something today.
have you? Well, there you go. you obviously haven't seen as many 4-gates as I have. You're playing against the Protoss and you haven't even prepared for it. And then next thing you go, oh shit, look at the many units are at my
You got
front
5
door.
stalkers at your front door, yeah.
5 stalkers, 2 zealots, and a couple of sentries, and you're like, oh shit, GG. You may as well hit it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that just much like a Zerg 6 pool or any of those early game pushes, you nearly have to plan for it all the time, or at least scout it out. From Advay's point of view, he'll be trying to see when he'll probably throw an early ling or a couple of lings down early to see if he can see any evidence of 4-gate. If he's got his front wall blocked off with a pylon, cyber core, gateway, zealot, then behind it you're going to get a 3-gate robo to start with, or a 4-gate. One of those two is pretty standard of what you would expect.
Good stuff. Well, there's only one way to find out, Mr. Mohan, I think.
There is indeed. We'll see. None of these things will happen.
Yep, that's it.
So I'm going to switch to the stream.
Yep. I'm ready to go when you are.
Lovely. So on faster in 3, 2, 1, go.
Check.
And we have a lovely start. Oh, Advay quick lead and building a drone. He's in the top right. And as seems to be the play here, we've talked an awful lot about overlords and how they're being used. His is sitting right in the middle of his base to start with, not doing anything with it.
Here we go. It's starting to move out now. There we go.
There it goes. There he goes. Get the jets going. And down the bottom left in blue, we're in the blue trunks, as TB would say, is oh no, I've got these.
You're colourblind. You've gone temporarily mad, Mr. Mohan. In the red trunks, we have Dyvern in the southwest. And there we go, the traditional Protoss drop the pylon and go off to scout.
And run. Maybe I'm going crazy, but it's definitely showing red as Advay for me in my stream. But anyway, Protoss bottom left, Zerg top right is blue for me. I don't know. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I've got blue Zerg and a red Protoss.
Yes, and my map's showing blue in the bottom left hand corner if I look at the mini map. But anyway.
I sense trickery. You tried to catch me out with this the other day. I'm calling this game off.
Oh dear. So we'll have our Overlord going down. The Scout's gone in the base from Dyvern. He's just sitting there. There's a gateway going up, so he's going to go standard block off the front here. So I'll throw another cyber core probably, or maybe just chrono out a zealot here to block the ramp. Maybe is the safest thing for him to do. His drone's just going for a little dander, as they would say, around these parts, around his base. And we've got a pull down.
That's it. Yeah, it's about average. 11 to 12, I believe that pull went down.
Yeah. So gas getting taken and another pylon for Mr. Dyvern. And the gas has finally gone down for Advay as well. So
that's it. I like the position of the probe in Advay's base, where he's actually snuck it right into the bottom right corner there.
So, he has indeed.
So then at probably about the 5-6 minute mark, I imagine he'd just run that straight back into the base, and then you can get a really good scout off for free.
Indeed, you've double gas for Dyvern.
So it is.
Interesting. Double gas. No, not at all. He's just got 2 gateways out here. So this is he hasn't gone for his cyber core at all. This is interesting. This little hidden probe is going to be very, very key, because for the sake of his one probe, he's going to know exactly what his opponent's going to have at any given stage. Well, so when he goes for his push.
That's it. I mean, as well with Advay expanding as well, he's going to expect to have a huge amount of vision. He's going to expect to see everything coming into his base, but with that probe there, he could just construct a pylon there. I mean, with the room and the vision at the moment, he could amass 30 or 40 units in there, and then it still wouldn't be seen, and then they could just walk in right into the base, and that's it. GG.
Interesting. So Dyvern's thrown down a pylon to give himself vision, start giving himself vision around his base.
Yeah.
He's got cyber core going down. He's still only got the 2 gates and the 1 zealot, concentrating on his economy.
Chrono boosting out probes. Yep.
So he's trying to get his advantage there, which still leads me to think we're going to get
Twilight Council.
So he Blinkstalker. Did I call it? I don't know.
Quite possibly.
We've got four Zerglings popped here. This is actually a great map for Blinkstalker, because they can come from the low ground outside the base and jump up, and especially if he can keep his probe hidden there, they're going to go in totally undefended and get in. The expansion's finished for Advay.
I see.
I thought my drones cost 100. Now that would be a bit unfair. So his first stalker's just about done. His warp gate technology is kicking along. Steady stream of Zerglings for Dyvern. His speed's just about to finish and kick in.
That's floating a huge amount of minerals at the moment, though. He's up to 600 he's sat on as well. And although he's producing some Zerglings, and speed has just finished, it shouldn't be sat on that much, really. It should be possibly expanding again, or just more infrastructure, or something to that effect.
he should be at least taking a couple of Zerglings down here and have a little poke in. See what his mate's doing here. And look what we'll have over the forge, another pylon, but we'll have got Blink in the way.
And more overlords as well. He's supply capped himself. So at the moment he's just amassing money, not doing anything with it.
He is indeed. He's just waiting. He could be at least throwing down Evo chambers or something. But he kept top of his jack. Isn't Jack's going there?
Probe is on the move.
His overlords he's decided to.
Probe is spotted by the Queen. It gets a look in. Did he really see anything? I don't believe so. Not like that.
No. He's probably wishing he could have that probe back, because he could have just sat there and built a pylon, to be perfectly honest, and worked in units. But maybe not the mass of gates there at the moment. There's a robotics, so we're going 2-gate robo. With a forge for upgrades, possibly. Nothing to see yet. 12 lings just about to pop. And Dyvern's going for a little early push down to the front here. We'll take out this Overlord surely just for his expansion. Here we go. So Advay have seen the expansion going down. He has indeed. And
here comes a ling rush.
A second stalker coming out, and here comes the lings. It's quite a strong little push. This.
That's it.
Especially
if sneak all the way through.
Yes, they should take out these 3 sets of units. There's nothing blocking the ramp here.
One stalker warping. Zealot trying to run back to cover. So there we go, he's warped them in. He hasn't got them in hold position as yet.
Yeah, so here you go. So Advay probably should have split his... He's managed to force a cancel, but he could have split his forces there and got into the main base there quite easily. He had so many Zerglings that he could use some as a diversion.
Although he's on the hold, this could get past. Oh dear.
Oh dear, Dyvern's overplayed his hand.
So that's it.
Late for the mineral line.
He called it early. He could have held that.
GG.
Well,
if he had managed to get his zealots out earlier.
That's it. I mean, if he had an extra couple of gates as well, then then he could have a bigger warp in to really challenge the Zerglings. Then yeah, it could have gone differently. But that was really unexpected. I thought Dyvern did look the stronger player up until that point.
He did. What probably was the thing that cost him? He could have pushed out with his one stalker to protect the expansion, so to speak, and left those units back at home. His wall isn't fantastic here either, to be perfectly honest, his base, but if he had his 2 zealots stacked up there, they could have held off an awful lot. It would have probably given him time even to throw down a cannon even behind the 2 gates to give him some extra protection.
I mean, he was when it all started going down on by his expansion, he could have bought one probe over, throw down another gateway in front, and then he had like a much more stable wall, and then he had enough money to possibly get a cannon down sort of behind the pylon as well.
The other thing he probably did too early, he probably went for Blink probably too quickly. That might have been part of his play though, to really go early Blink and surprise his opponent with that. And to be fair, if he'd have been given another 2-3 minutes, it probably would have been very, very successful.
That's it still is strange though, just with the tech choice as well. I mean, if you I don't know if you're still in game, but if you went to the Robo, he was nearly finished producing his first immortal. Yeah, he's getting an immortal out, which does seem a bit costly considering he hasn't even scouted a Roach Warren at all.
Well, that's what I was going to say. He just went in and scouted that there was all things. But I mean,
well, a unit's a unit.
He could have amassed 2-3 immortals, anticipating a tech change coming ahead, and he would have had the immortals sitting there, because the immortals take quite a bit of time to build.
That's true.
So he maybe thought, I'll get 2 or 3 of these out, maybe for some extra protection, just to sit behind a couple of zealots just blocking his ramp. Would have been very, very difficult to break down. But as it was, the timing came well from Advay, and it looked an easy victory at the end. But as we've seen, it was a couple of minutes away from getting an expansion up on the second base, and all of a sudden this switch would have happened. In terms of balance of the game. So
that's it. Nice quick game. That's got warmed up. I'm hoping we now that we're warmed up, we shouldn't see any sloppy mistakes, and get a real full-on game coming. And checking the replay file size, the next game could be pretty good. Yeah,
well, the other thing to think about is that none of these 2 players knew each other at all. Going and didn't they knew each other's style. None. There is a bit of feeling out about what you're going to do. So, first game out of the way, Dyvern's looking at Advay thinking, well, he just went lings there. I have the perfect counter in my arsenal for lings, which is zealots. They're incredibly strong against lings. So a couple more zealots, and I should be able to fend off a Ling push, and then I'd be set. He maybe realised himself he was a bit greedy at the start.
That's it, yeah.
Trying to go tech too much.
Yeah, that's it. He just tried to tech too early with Blink and then Immortals coming out as well. Yeah, maybe he's going to go back to basics and just get out some meat and potatoes like Stalkers and Zealots.
Yes, and then take it from there.
Yeah.
So, are you ready for game 2?
Good to go.
Oh, this is like a well-oiled machine.
I know.
So, if we go 3, 2, 1...
Check.
Press play. And we're away. And this time my colours are shown correctly. Fantastic. I've got Dyvern up in the top right in the red trunks as Protoss, and down the bottom left I have Advay in a lovely, lovely shade of blue.
It's like a teal almost. It was quite funny, the comment we got from Tilt yesterday. He was saying, "Oh, I don't know why you always call me tan. It's more of an orange, but it's because I've got it on like the maximum graphics." And they could actually see from my stream yesterday that he is in fact the tan Terran of Tilt, not the luminous orange that he sees when he plays.
Tilt was wrong. We should have recorded that one. Indeed. So early doors. Oh my God, I do not believe it. But Dyvern's throwing a pylon at his ramp and is then going to scout. We'll have Advay throwing the Overlord straight at the base as far as I can see. Yep, straight at the base of Dyvern. So pretty predictable early game.
This is a fantastic map mode, just for sort of long drawn out games, with sort of like the raised area all the way through the middle. It's fantastic just for sort of like fortifying the position, and some real epic games have gone down on this map.
Yeah, what's this, Daybreak, is it?
It's I'm such a noob, I cannot remember.
Or is it Cloud Kingdom?
I didn't even check like that, but just on seeing the map, yeah, it is really good for the longer sort of macro oriented game.
I think it might be Cloud Kingdom.
Yeah, a good 4 or 5 bases safely without sort of getting to that central barrier.
Yeah, normally you see it go main expansion and then round to the right for the bottom player, and main expansion, one middle top, and then round that way for the Protoss there at the top.
Yeah.
So we've got the same thing come down. We've a gateway going at the front.
Pool dropped a smidge later there. Spawning pool dropped about on 14 or so.
So I think there's the gap is left there at the right for Dyvern. He's got is trying to get vision again, which is good. We have Dyvern is just leaving his probe there for the expansion, which is good. Expansion's not coming for Advay though. So he has vision. He knows that Dyvern knows that there's no expansion there, and we have a cancel of one of the gases. Interesting. We've got the one zealot coming out. Cyber core. Right, this is a much better wall for a start for holding off the pressure.
That's it.
Still dead even in units as far as supplies, keeping up for a number of drones, so both players are just ticking along quite nicely.
That's it. We really should see the expo coming up soon from Advay. I mean, he's got.
Here we go. Yeah.
He's now floating damn near 700, and it's got to be coming soon. He's got the gas, but he's only got one harvester in there. There it goes. It depends how greedy he wants to go. He might be feeling confident. He might even try a double expand.
He could. He certainly could do. I mean, there doesn't seem like any.
I don't think
sense of pressure from Dyvern.
5 minutes. Yeah.
He could just macro up and then he's throw down a roach warren, and then he can pump out roaches very, very quickly off the 3 hatches. There's that Overlord just sitting in the base. There's Stalker coming out to get rid of it, and we've got Warp Gate Tech going. So the way this is set up, I think we're set for a couple of gates going down here pretty soon. There's a spine crawler, anticipating exactly that probably. Although it's on the higher ground, it's a bit of a funny position actually, because you could just walk right past it. But I suppose it's one of those ones that as his creep spreads, he'll move it further forward. That's one of the things about spine crawlers, is you keep moving them about. This Overlord's not going to stay long in life. There's no 2 gates going down, would you believe it? And the number 4. And such was Dyvern's confidence, he didn't even care if Advay seen it.
Maybe he wants him to see it.
maybe wants them to see it exactly right.
And that's it. The probe is now discovered by the Queen back in Advay's expansion. And has
But he's
dispatched.
seen all he needs to see. He's served his
Got the
purpose.
timing, yep.
He knows when the expansion happened. He knows the expansion was a little late. Dyvern still hasn't got an expansion down of his own. Trying to get, I would say, this 4-gate push going.
Quite possibly. He's building up a bit of money. The Forge comes down.
No, maybe not.
Oh.
So he's going Forge, Robo. So 4-gate, Forge, Robo. So he's building up for a bit of a macro
It's
game.
more of a
but
drawn-out game, yeah.
You would expect him to go for his expansion about now. If he leaves it longer, he's going to be getting the push here soon, and he is going to get one, I think, because here comes the roaches, or here come the roaches, should I say?
That's it. Well, in particular, that's it. His main base is saturated with SCVs, and he's sat on 800 minerals as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's boosting out a couple of zealots, but
3 stalkers coming in as well. So they're all. He's worked them all down the front from the top ground pylon, which is quite good. So he can support from in behind. If he gets a push at the front, he can hold off the front and also support it, warp units in behind and get a bit of a surround. I think the idea will probably be to get, you'd imagine, an immortal out here for the high ground support. And I would have thrown a cannon in here just as well, because he doesn't have great vision of what's going on down in Advay's base.
No, he's got the 2 Zalnagas, so chances are he'll see something coming out, but yeah, he doesn't know exactly. Sort of tech-wise, what's going to be coming out at him.
Yeah, given that he got a link push last time, links can get there in a hurry.
That's true.
And here comes the move of the Spinecrawler down to the low ground, just like we talked about. Let's see what we're doing like for units. Advay's got a pretty fantastic drone lead here of 13 drones.
But that's it. I mean, it was about a minute and a half ago. I said, basically, his first base is already saturated, so there's no point in him building any more probes. There would be, some point, I suppose, just for the transfer when the expansion comes up.
So here we go. Here comes the 14 Zerglings and double Evo chamber. Blink's getting researched again by Dyvern.
That's it. He's temporarily been supply capped. Advay was, very briefly, just from the Overlord being taken out in the front of his base.
But Advay has an 18-foot advantage here. Dyvern has this observer just sitting here. Go for a little wander, see what you can find. Advay's money, he's floating a lot of gas.
Maybe he's going to go.
The other thing, the thing I'll say about Dyvern is that he is pumping his money into upgrades.
Yeah.
He's going to get going for his 1-1 for his ground units.
That's it. There's no, although there's the Evo chamber there placed in Advay's main base, there's no hint of anything. Well, I mean, Zerg missile attacks just started actually, speak of the devil, and the ground armor as well.
Carapace, yeah. But still very passive. Advay's building up a very nice set of units here, although he needs to go push with them.
Yeah, that's it. You really don't want to be in the position where a Protoss has got a death ball.
Indeed. Although from Advay's point of view, he's probably looking at it going, I've drawn very, very heavily here. My opponent is bound to have lots of stuff. He's going taking his third base, second expansion, third base.
But he's just ticked over a 40 food lead now.
He couldn't possibly have expected that was what he was going to get. He's taking up again. He's going for infestation pit, probably going for hive. You would think.
That's it. And he's expanded again to his third on the right hand side of his original base.
And Dyvern's just turtling up here a little bit.
Yeah.
With a couple of cannons and a couple more gates. The observer's still sitting in his base. Warping in units. Doing a good job of keeping his money low, to be fair, but he's so far behind in drones. 14 down in drones. That he's just, the longer this continues, and the longer he lets a Zerg just sit up here like this, the harder it's going to be for him, unless Advay just leaves it so long. So here comes a little push out. We're going to have 1-1 Stalkers and Zealots and a 1-1 Immortal sitting right at the back, which is actually really, really powerful and really, really strong, as Advay does go for Hive.
That's it, yeah, that one Immortal will just eat up those roaches.
So it is a strong push at the same time, Advay's money is ridiculously large. I can only think that he's thinking of throwing down either a spire, or he is going to pump out an awful lot of infestors.
There's no reaction to the space being taken down.
So he's just going to let it die.
Yep. He knows something's coming. That's it. But he's got.
But he hasn't even moved his overlords or anything. Here comes 12 infestors.
He's got 23 roach as well, sat there ready to go.
That 12 infestors going to come.
Oh, the big.
Oh, the blinking.
Jump.
Oh, there it is.
The big blink.
So where's the reaction now?
It's got
still no reaction.
That's it. Roach is running in. But
yes, and then the other troops will come around the front. You would imagine.
I like that. That's good. He just kept the one stalker up there for vision, just in case he could get another volley off from the main body of troops from down below. But surprised.
Here come the infestors.
Surprised. Dyvern didn't bring a probe down to like throw up a pylon.
Something, yes, to give himself a bit of support. I mean, he's roughly 60 foot down here at the moment. It's pretty substantial. He's decided to back off.
Which is,
he has got his third base up though.
That's it. I mean, it did its job. It sort of it nobbled Advay by getting rid of that third base, and that's it. He's just sitting there.
So he's managed to redress the balance. Advay is floating an awful lot of infestors. This is a lot of infestors.
That's great.
14 infestors.
Just waiting that if he can use it. That's the thing. If he can use them, and he's just letting the energy build up. I mean, he could throw out about 60 infested Terrans as well.
He could indeed. I mean, it'll take down a turtle's foe down quite easily here at the front.
So he's going.
I'm being a bit unfair saying Turtling,
well,
to be honest, because it's
Zergs,
not.
Which are the mainstay of his army at the moment. 24. He's now got 30 Zerg. 30 roaches.
Yeah, 30 roaches, 14 infestors. It's a pretty serious army. 14 Zerglings. Zerglings would be great for run-bys and things like that to keep pressure on.
I don't know if he's considered.
He managed to pull the force.
But then if Dyvern went air now, then he'd be knackered. Apart from the infested Terrans and possibly the fungal he could lay out.
So let's see. The supply gap is starting to close.
That's it. They've
the drone gap is only 3 now. Burrow is coming, which is quite an important upgrade. Here comes the push, though.
I said the push.
So the Burrow, must have.
Yep, it seems like it could be a base trade. He's already jumped. He's blinked straight into the main base. Oh no, Advay he's coming. He's going. He's turning back. He's going.
He is coming
he's coming back now.
I totally missed that, to be honest.
He changed his mind about 3 times there.
To be fair, he probably should have went. Well, maybe he couldn't go for the trade. There's too many stalkers there, to be honest. But he could have pumped out enough roaches. Oh, this is pretty devastating. They're just going to blink away.
That's it, scot-free. They're just going to walk away. Okay, 1 goes down, 2 goes down. Does it get the 3rd? No. That's it. So, I mean, he decimated the mineral line of the main base for the cost of 2 stalkers. And that's it. So
right,
now,
and they're still sitting there. He's still no vision there at all. He fly by with an overseer or something. Advay's caught in a terrible position here because he doesn't really know what to do.
He can't move out. Because he's just going to get his back door kicked in again. But he's got such a large force. He needs to do something with it because now his window of opportunity is closing.
Well, he has got Burrow. This is his thing. He has got Burrow. He could go for a little push up around the map just to draw a couple of infested Terrans, just to draw Advay away, or a Ling run by. This is not bad.
No, this is good. Yeah, that's it. It's going to be seen by the 2 cannons very quickly.
Here we go again.
But it's good though. I mean, it's not that much.
Here's the blinking. Blinking infestation pit is not long for this world. No.
It seems particularly strange with the
They pull all the infestors. Oh dear God. No. 2. 2 infestors gone down. You gotta do something with the infestors. Throw something down the low ground, throw a couple of infested Terrans down and take out that immortal from the high ground. No. So as you can see now, Dyvern now has the lead.
He now has the food lead. I was keeping an eye on the attack at Dyvern's 3rd with the Zerglings. A bit of a confused attack. At the start, Advay went in and took out a couple of the probes, but then switched right back around and started taking out one of the pylons right next to the cannon, which ultimately it was a big waste, to be honest. It was a real shame.
So now we have lots and lots of Immortals. We have 7 Immortals. And this is going to be pretty devastating.
Here we go. Here's a couple of Infested Terrans. Many Infested Terrans. This is good. This is very good. You'd have to look for the blink away soon, otherwise it's these Stalkers are going to just melt. So many Terrans. But
so many Infested Terrans. He's getting right in
there.
This is excellent. Wow.
Dyvern had committed and he really didn't want to. He really outstayed his welcome. But he was hankering for a fight, and yeah, he got shown.
Oh wow. That's how to get rid of one of those death balls. And now Advay's back in the lead. This is a rather nice, and he's going to go up the other end and try and push again. There's 5 Immortals out here, but those Infested Terrans will not take very long. And
no, that's it. Another volley of Infested Terrans, because he had 14 Infestors as well. I mean, he probably only used about like half the energy on each of them anyway, so it could have another volley of comparable size again.
Right, here we go.
It lacked really the punch of the previous attack. It was pretty much already over by the time he initiated it, really.
Yes, he's struggling a bit here. He actually is.
It's 91 to 45.
Oh dear me, that's incredible. He actually, I don't know why he didn't just go and try and snipe the third there, rather than go for the main.
Yeah, he got his fingers burnt last time with the Zerglings in the third, I think.
Yeah, that could be it. But he could have saved the Lings for the run by into the main for that occasion. And he's now left in a position where he's floating an awful lot of money, but he's just building Zerglings.
Yeah, that's it. He's got 7k sitting on. He's got the 1500 gas as well. He could build pretty much whatever he wants. The spires only starting to come down now. He needs a new
base. He needs bases.
Yeah, that's it. He's still only on 2.
He's no larva.
Yeah,
that's what his problem is here, and he just needs larva, and he hasn't got it.
That's it. It seems rather conservative play in that it seems like once he gets his fingers burnt once, he is very it's a long time before he'll try anything like that again, it seems. So I mean, with the Zergling attack, with the third base being taken down, I mean, I think I see a probe going over to there now. Yes, there we go. But yeah, it seems like he fears losing sort of like inefficient. Well, losing any sort of base or sort of being inefficient in any way. It seems.
To be perfectly honest, he could throw down a base in all those other places and still be fine.
Yep, he could have a base in every single position on the map. Yeah,
but just even for vision. He's got that much money. I mean, 7,000 minerals are no good to you if you're dead. So
can't take them with you.
Yeah, macro hatch would have been even lacking. Although this is one of those things you see after the event and go, why did I not have a macro? I can't believe I didn't have a macro hatch. What the hell's wrong? But these Zerglings are going to be very, very weak. They haven't even got
especially now with the Colossus coming out as well from Dyvern. He's got 2. There's no sort of threat of air, it seems, from apart from the Spire. He's upgrading straight to the Greater Spire. He's looking to sink all his money into Broodlords.
But Corruptors. Yeah, he has it there. I mean, if Dyvern gives him a chance here to get those out, pretty devastating. Although, to be fair, Blink Stalkers are pretty good counter for Broodlords.
That's it, just blinking right underneath them and pop. Especially if those the Stalkers are upgraded as well. And I mean, they're +3 weapons already.
Yeah, and we've got Charge coming in with Protoss shields getting built. Corruptors are starting to come out, but I don't think they're going to get there in time.
Yeah, not really. We just got a whole lot of Zerglings. So, I mean, the supply situation is nearly double for Advay, but in army value as well, it's almost double for Dyvern. Now he's got 6,000 army value compared to the 3,200, and here we go. He's walking in.
It's amazing how this. Here we go. Still didn't bring a pylon with him. I think this is a bit strange. Here come the Zerglings. They're not going to last very long. He knows he's backing away.
There we go. He walks the Colossi away. That's it. Dragging the Corruptors right over the Stalkers. They won't last terribly long.
So the Stalkers should blink forward here to take out the Corruptors, but they're don't chase.
Advay
You're going to lose the Corruptors.
And Zag has left the game as well. What's he doing there?
You're quite a bit ahead of my stream, though. There's the GG
really?
there.
Oh, that's very strange.
Yeah. my game must have slowed down for a while. And there is the GG, and Zag has left, and Tilt has left. These rat.
The bloody stream cheating. I don't know.
So we're one each. Gerald?
That's it. Yeah, it seemed like I don't know. I mean, just from the play styles there, I mean, they're both floating an obscene amount of minerals towards the end of the game there. Dyvern was capped by his gas in the end, just with his replenishment of units. But Advay, I don't know. He strikes me a bit of a strange style, where he doesn't want to get his fingers burnt. He fears the loss of units and buildings. It seems.
He held off that attack so well with the 7 immortals, was it?
But that
put him in such a strong position at that stage.
That was godlike. Those infested Terrans. That was a real piece of work.
And then went straight for the charge the other end, which wasn't a bad move at all to do.
But then it lacked the punch of the first attack and never really got moving, just because of Dyvern then had the high ground and and he had the cannons, the defences in place.
So going in the last game,
that's
what
it.
Are you?
It's an ace match.
What are you thinking?
Ace match, when it takes it all. So let's see. I'm trying to get into the mindset of the two players here.
Right, you go for Dyvern and I'll take Advay.
Okay.
From that point of view.
Let's see. Mindset. Dyvern. He got the meat and potatoes. He went for a more macro-oriented game, relaxed on the upgrades. He'll be feeling pretty confident with. We could see, possibly a strong early push with Stalkers, Zealots, and then sort of building from there just to a two base sort of like, not all in, but a very strong 2-base push, I would suggest, from him.
If I was Advay, and I haven't played against Protoss many times, and seen that kind of ball that comes at you, I'd be annoyed at myself, thinking I've got to get that before that overtakes me. Before that, I can't let that ball get up. I need to get pressure on there earlier before that happens. So he'll be thinking, the roaches were a good idea. There's many times he could have pushed out their early doors and really done some serious damage at the time to Dyvern. But they've been two very, very close games, and timing has been all important in both of them, in what way that they move and how quickly they move out. So we'll see what happens in the last. The rubber game.
That's it.
It's our first rubber game, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it is. You tried to fool me with one yesterday, but I wasn't buying it.
I thought if you'd seen two games, it would influence your
that's very good, actually.
Casting far too much.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, because the instinct to be a smarmy git and sort of like call it before, just because there's only 2 games. Yeah, it would be too great. But no, I did no such thing. It was only when we saw the game 2 and only after the game ended that I went, hang on, we got a game 3. What's this about? Anyhow. Yes.
You'd have seen some great level play. It was probably Stefano against something like that. So, game 3, are you ready?
I'm good, yeah.
Right, so I'll switch to the game stream. Yep, here we go. And I'll get the names in the production up, and there we go. Have we got the colours are right again? This is brilliant. We'll go for 3, 2, 1, play.
Check. Cool.
Great.
Okay, dokes.
So I've Advay in the bottom left in the lovely scarlet. I'm going to call it scarlet this time. Yeah. Scarlet Advay.
They keep switching colours to confuse us. It was in blue last time, wasn't he? A blue Zerg? Oh, I don't know.
I think he was. I think you're right. Yeah. And in the top right we have Dyvern in this. Let's call it aqua blue.
Like a teal.
It's not really an aqua blue, but we'll go for teal. Teal. I don't like calling them red and blue because it's too much like Halo. Yes. So standard open. I don't think we'll see too much wildly different from this point of view.
Yeah, I'm predicting a probe and then a scout from Dyvern.
Right. Well, you'll not believe this. That actually happened, and the bookies refused to pay. So let's see. Nothing. Droning and supplying as much of the early game goes. There's a reason that casting teams generally come in after the first 2 minutes of a game, and start talking about the action. Then we have the probe going down for a little spin round, and. Yeah,
he's going to try and hide it in the base again? I think he should.
Is indeed, yeah. Yeah, he was in, he was out, he shook it all about for a wee while, and now he'll stand in the corner and do the hokey cokey.
That's it. It was seen by the Overlord of Advay, but I doubt he was actually watching it at that time, quite possibly.
Well, we'll find out very soon. Both his 14th supply, he's building up his money. He's going to go hatch first, is he? No, he's not. No. He's throwing down his spawning pool for protection, and the gateway pylon blocking wall is starting to get put up by Dyvern. So, both sitting at 14th supply. Advay's in the gas, as they say. In fact, is he in the double gas? He is in the double gas. I think we might see him go to mute. I can't think of anything else he would go this early gas for. A really early muted play, which I don't really like, to be honest, against Protoss, because Stalkers are such an effective tier 1 unit for them to take out mutas.
That's it.
They're great for harass, don't get me wrong, but they cost so much and they take so long to tack up on.
That's it. I mean, yeah, the fact. I mean, although in the last game he had his economy sort of really well stitched up, that's it. So I mean, he's gonna hopefully do the same again. So he should probably hopefully be able to support those meter. And that's it. And if he can if he can actually keep Dyvern distracted and putting them 3 ways at once, then it could be a viable strategy.
Viable strategy. Because he hasn't shown them at all yet. He hasn't shown that style at all.
No,
so
but he has gone really heavy into gas, and as well, at the end of the last game, he was getting that great Aspire up. He got a few Corruptors out, but yeah,
that's right.
I think I'd be keen to get those out again. I would suggest, just to even as sort of like just showing his hand a wee bit once he shows it, just so that Dyvern could be put off going like Colossus tech too early.
And he's taken his Overlord and thrown it over his next expansion just to see if he can get notification of time on that.
That's a Protoss.
Same time as going,
so it'd be about the 40-minute mark.
He's going for lure. Yes, I think if we don't see Spire here, I will be quite surprised. He's already up to 400, 500 gas. He could go in faster, but it's a bit too far away tier.
But yeah.
An awful lot of, well, we'll see. We'll never know until it actually happens. But he has an expansion down. He's doing his drone exchange.
That's it, drone transfer.
His transfer down, and he's going double gas there as well.
That's it. He's down the river on on this tech choice now, really.
Yeah, but he's all in. He hasn't even built a Zergling to warn Dyvern off here. So I wonder if Dyvern's even noticed that or even thinking about that. God, I haven't seen a thing here at my front door. I'm sitting here with a couple of units. There's not an awful lot that Advay could do about it, although he has a bit of supply. He's a bit of larva sitting there. I suppose he's not sitting too bad in that regard. He's got his 2 gas here, but he hasn't put any drones into it. Although, to be honest, he doesn't really need to. He needs the minerals more than he needs gas, and here comes the Spire. Robo going down again, and another 2 gateways are now. So we've got 4 gates, Robo, Forge. This is the same build from Dyvern again. I don't think we'll expect much too different here. Can he get as Robo will probably not be out in time for him to get an observer out and then go out and see, so he'll not know about this at all.
Well, one thing I was slightly incorrect in my prediction there. The probe, the drone production for Advay has been a bit. Here we go, it's catching up now, but
iffy.
I mean, it's been a bit iffy. So up until just a few seconds ago, he was actually down in drone count, and is down in economy.
He's loads of gas, so he knew he had to commit the gas, and he's still committing very heavily to gas, but he just hasn't got the minerals at the moment.
That's it. He could pull 3 of those drones out of one of the extractors and just throw them back on the minerals. Really, because I mean, he's not going to go for more than like 13 meters, is he?
Well, if he did, it'll be GG. But he'll be able to take pretty much anything out. But he probably would want to start level 1 attack or something at the same time as his meter production, because mutas en masse are very effective, but in early game they can be quite weak.
That's it. Until you get the critical mass, they really do lack the punch. So
he's 6 coming out here because that's all the minerals that he had.
That's it. Minerals are fairly easy to come by though. They're fairly quick. So yeah.
That's true. He's up to it now.
Just trickle them out as they come.
Yeah. So get your inject going. We have not a very big force here. I mean, this is looking pretty bad for Dyvern, I have to be honest. He hasn't managed to scout this at all.
That's it. He hasn't scouted it. Hasn't got blink tech either. He looks like he might be hinting at a move out soon as well from his main, but
he hasn't got. He's got that few number of stalkers there that, you know, a pretty big push of lings would take it out.
But still, the observer's making his way across. He's going to see him in about 3, 2.
They're going to see them.
He's seen them now.
Yeah. So what's the reaction? Apart from ship, one cannon down. Where has it went down?
So 2 more gates coming down.
At the front.
He hasn't got a huge amount of minerals. He's got a lot of gas, but
right. Advay, what are you waiting for? Go. Waiting for these other 5 mutas, I'm sure.
There we go. And that's a move.
Your window of opportunity. Here we go. So
knows this coming. The 2 gates will be finished. The cannon will be finished. But here we go.
Yes, this does not look good. Go for the mineral line. Well, you know, you probably want to force a cancel. Here come the stalkers. Get out of there. And here's the real
nice
strength
at the back door. That's
of the
good,
mutas. There is. But there's enough there to take out the stalkers. Take the probes. Here we go. This is not looking good. Gotta go the other way. Base trade. Something. No. He hasn't got enough units. That's the problem.
That's it, and he's now stopped all mining, so now he can't even get more minerals to produce more stalkers.
No. To be fair, Advay's not producing anything either.
No.
Apart from more mutas. Here we go.
Okay, so
we could really do it.
Yeah, the initial volley coming in there, the initial engagement. Here we go, Muta's coming back in. He's certainly done his job. He's forced Dyvern right off the minerals already. He's going to try and scrabble and try and get in some more stalkers now. But he had slightly more time to react if he needed to. But now the element of surprise is gone, so he's got enough gates.
He's got to keep on harassing though. He's got to keep them distracted from building units. Why pull them back?
That's it. Now he's just going to build up a load more stalkers, sit them in the mineral line, and their threat is nearly neutralised.
Yeah.
No matter what sort of critical mass, you can't sort of like trade effectively if you're trying to attack.
You can't unless he gets the really high effect attacking. But he's just throwing cannons down. He's giving them the opportunity to do this to support these couple of stalkers that are at each base.
Oh
my god, Advay. Gotta go now. Gotta take down this
19 mutas
one of these
coming
bases.
In. Will he force the cancel? No cancel on that cannon. The base is toast pretty much, but that's fine.
Yeah.
He can afford that. He should just sit there and let it be taken just so there's
He
cannons.
wasn't mining off it anyway, so it's not a disaster.
That's it. That's given the time for the cannons to go up now in the main.
Yeah. And the cannons will rip through these mutas because they don't have the armour. You gotta
Seems
take
strange
your
for
victories.
Dyvern to take his stalkers out and try and take them now.
No, you gotta just sack that base, and either. Oh dear, hasn't got enough. Critical mass is there. Panic stations. He wanted to try and lure them in the cannons. That's what he had to try and do.
He split them 2 ways now.
Can't engage them there. No. Those are dead stalkers over there. No.
Okay, so that gate's
not
gone.
Good. This is all over.
Yeah, he's now pretty much out of minerals. He's got those last 4 stalkers left, but away from those cannons, that's it. He cannot trade effectively. Oh, a rage quit as well. There's sorry, I'm a couple of seconds ahead of you there.
Oh yes, you are. Rage quitters indeed.
Everyone loves mutas.
And all the stream cheaters as well. Yep. Just it was a pretty strong play by Advay, I have to be honest. He totally switched up his style, give him something that he wasn't expecting at all, and took total advantage of the fact that, you know, Dyvern had teched up for 2 games solid, and really threw something at him that he wasn't prepared for. He just didn't have the units to effectively combat that many mutas.
That's it. Dyvern could feel cheated there, but it wasn't scouted, unfortunately. I don't know, losing to mutas is always that it leaves the worst taste in your mouth. I hate it every time. I've got a real thing against mutas, but I don't know if you scout them, and they are a threat that can be neutralised.
They can. That's exactly it. They are not a cheap strategy to go to. You see all the hoops that need to be jumped through by Advay. Nearly needed to commit totally from the very start of the game to the fact that he was going to go mutas. Any kind of push there early game, and it was GG the other way. Anything at all. Just a single zealot might have just ripped the total thought of what Advay was trying to do apart. If he hadn't got as much gas as he did.
Well, yeah. So, but that's it. Advay goes through to the next round. That was a bit of an upset. I would have certainly put the favourite to be Dyvern in that third game there.
Well, I played with Dyvern, and I think he's quite good. So
I would have certainly made him the favourite. But yes, so Team Sayem, he's got one of his lads through.
He has. They're through, and I'll pull up the table here, the tournament bracket, so to speak. And what does that mean? That means that Tilt goes on to play Advay.
Yes.
In the semis, and we have Moron versus Kindler, but Moron has pulled out.
Oh dear, that is a shame.
Of the tournament, so that will mean that Kindler plays Fear, and with Tilt against Advay in the winners bracket there for a place in the winners bracket final.
Yes.
And in the losers bracket, we have myself against the good Shatner's Bassoon.
Yep.
Which I'm looking forward to.
And then,
good friend, you get a bye.
That's it. With Moron pulling out, that's right. In the game, right at the very bottom of the screen there, that would be the place where Moron would have gone. But I assume he wouldn't play his losers bracket game either. So that means I go through with Zagzag in the losers. Mm-hmm. Zagzag was he was the Zerg, was he not, from game 2?
He was indeed. He was the unlucky Zerg against Fear. Dyvern drops down to play the winner of myself and Shatner's Bassoon. Mm-hmm. So, getting really interesting now. As you can see, the amount of stream cheating going on there. It's not really the right term for it, but still. People are having a really good look at other players and their styles and their strengths and their weaknesses, and people will be formulating plans on how to beat the opposition. As you can probably see, we've seen everybody now. Is there a Grandmaster level player? I don't think so.
Everyone
in this tournament,
particularly me, but it seems that everyone seems at least beatable. There is a way around it. Nobody seems impenetrable and sort of by far and away greater at every aspect of the game. Everyone has their weak points.
They do indeed. So it's going to be really interesting to see how people adapt and change and exploit the things that maybe they've seen, that maybe others haven't. I suppose myself and yourself aren't there in a wee bit of a disadvantage because everybody's heard what we think. The observations that we've made are out there for the world to see. So maybe we could use that as a double bluff.
That's it. I
don't know. Is that what we'll have?
You know how in depth I am. I'm like Kaiser Soze. This is all a plan. I'm half Korean.
That Hellion Ghost play is gonna really kick in. I mean, you'll see the pros taking NLGs this weekend. That Hellion Ghost early game is Reaper. Sorry, I left out the Reaper.
I'm just ahead of my time. That's the problem.
Tanks, Marauders, and Marines push is pretty. It's going to be very effective going forward. So yeah, I think it's really heating up. I think it's getting really interesting, and I think the interest level from the competitors has just jumped up another little notch.
That's it. I tell you what, I'm looking forward to Kane Law versus Fear.
Yeah, I think that's the highlight of the next round. As good as the other game, Tilt versus Advay, is going to be, it'll be interesting to see two pretty effective players going head to head, especially having seen each
other. With a bit of a past as well. They've certainly played each other quite a bit. I do believe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know they played 1-3-3-8 a lot together. Does that count?
Oh, they do. Well, at least they're familiar with each other. These grudge matches are just blossoming out of everywhere. I think, and it's very, very interesting. We can only see what will happen in the coming weeks ahead.
So that's it. Some really good games to look forward to. For those that don't know each other already, emails will be sent out soon with the email address of the other player to organise the next game coming up. But you've all been fantastically prompt up until now, so we do thank you for that. So yes, indeed. We have good stuff coming up, Mr. Mohan.
Now the pressure's on us to get the prize, isn't it?
Shit, I thought you were doing that.
Yes, I am. I've got that sorted.
You got a copy of the Big Issue. It's going to go along with
Big Issue.
My
everybody likes pot noodles, don't they?
Yeah, I got some crispy pancakes in the freezer from 1993 3 or 4. I've got
Great.
the 2 Diablo guest passes because nobody's got that game. Diablo 3.
Dubstep mixtape. Yeah, get that in there. Yeah.
But yeah, it's certainly piling up.
Handsome prizes.
That's good stuff. So yes, Mr. Mohan, I think that will do us for today. So yes, a surprise win, some could say. Yes, Advay takes it 2-1 with the ace match against Dyvern. So it's all...
Oh god, it's so exciting.
I know, it's good.
I can't wait to play my game now.
Dear.
Or hey, Shatner's soon, I'm watching you.
That's it, that's going to be a good
Yes.
one. Yep, I will get one of the other fellows to come in and commentate with me on that. But I think that would do us. I'd like to thank the viewers at home for watching, and yeah, I'd also like to thank my co-caster here, Mr. Mohan, for being Welsh, or whatever he is.
Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure.
Grand
I missed casting my own game, although it was as you probably experienced, it's a very strange experience. You know exactly what happens, but you can't help but being excited watching it, going, "Oh, look how close I came,"
Could have
or
done that.
"Look how close or far away I was when I thought I was close," etc.
Yeah.
You know.
Dear, I don't know. So yes, more greatness inbound coming very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and we will catch up with you again next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.